This episode, it's gonna be a doozy.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go.
You're listening to the Modified Gentleman.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Modified Gentleman.
Yes, people. Yes.
I am your host, Jackson.
Markel.
No doubt. And we are bringing you guys another awesome episode today. The topic for today, we're going to hit on an age-old question. One that has definitely been plaguing mankind forever. Today, we are talking about what do men want? So, of course, we're talking about our opinions here.
That's right.
You know, we're giving you the modified gentleman's approach. And also at the end of the show, guys, if you stick around, we're going to hit you with a bonus topic too.
Yes, sir.
No doubt. So stay tuned for that also. Now, I know a lot of people have talked about this topic over the ages, and they've given you lots of different answers and results. Some of them may be close, some of them may be true. However, the modified gentleman's approach is to give you a different view, give you a different perspective.
That's right.
So without further ado, here we go. What do men want? We think that men want to be acknowledged. That's it.
That's all.
That's it. Nothing else. Understand what we're saying here. To be acknowledged. Acknowledgement. They don't want the money, the cars, the women, the clothes. All of those are just tools. Tools that enforce and support the acknowledgement. Now, when we say acknowledgement, we're talking about men want to know that their presence in life is making a difference. Now, that can be a small presence. It could be a small difference. But the level of acknowledgement also matches the level of the man, if that makes sense. So, for instance, what we're saying is some men who are chill, laid back, you know, maybe they just want to be acknowledged in their own home. They want to be acknowledged by their kids, by their spouse, by their family, you know, by their job, by their boss. And then you have men who want the world to acknowledge them. They want everybody to see them. They want their faces on the billboard. That's another level of acknowledgement. And it takes a lot of self-awareness to recognize that. And so what we're saying is everything else is, as far as, you know, materialistic things, those are just tools to help support the acknowledgement that men want. It's a lot of men out there that don't even know that this type of acknowledgement is what they crave.
Yeah.
They don't even get it. I didn't even get it. I didn't even get it until I had a moment to myself to sit back and talk to somebody and say, hey, I only want one thing from you. And I just need you to acknowledge, you know, what I'm contributing in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me know what I'm doing is good for the betterment, you know, of something, of an entity, of an aspect, of a way of life, of something. You can take a man who lives out in the woods with just him and his dog. That man wants to know that his dog acknowledges him. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like if he takes his dog out there in the woods and they just go hunting, he wants to know that his dog acknowledges him. That level of acknowledgement also depends on the level of the man himself. It's not about money or cars or having, you know, the highest paying job or the title of the CEO.
Oh, that's a byproduct.
All that, seriously, it's just, hey, do you see me?
Yeah.
That's what it's about. Like when it comes down to it. Like for instance, for me, one of my pet peeves is not being acknowledged. Have you ever walked into a place to receive some service and there's like a receptionist or there's somebody up front or at the register or something?
Yeah.
Y'all make eye contact. They see you, see them, they see you, but they don't acknowledge your presence. They keep doing what they're doing.
They go in their phone.
That burns you up. It burns me up. Sometimes I just leave. I don't even give them my service. Yeah. Or I speak up. Hey, do you see me? You know what I'm saying? It's that level of acknowledgement that men want to expand across their lifetime. At times it could be difficult to express that. But when it comes down to it, hey, do you acknowledge my presence? Do you see me? Especially in your relationships, man. Especially in relationships. For instance, when a man going through a relationship and let's say they break up, right?
Right.
Then that man is like, hey, I can fix it. You know, whatever I did wrong, I can do better. At that time, that man is saying, hey, look at me. Look at my acknowledgement. I can change. Please see me. See what I can do different. See that I can be better. It's a type of acknowledgement. You have situations like that where a woman can give a man a second chance. He's saying, hey, I can be better. And then she'll give him a second chance and he'll repeat his same behaviors that, caused them to separate in the first place, to break up in the first place. That's because that acknowledgement was temporary. That acknowledgement was not even about getting back with her. It was all about, hey, look at me. I can do better. I can be better.
Yes, I did the work.
I did the work. Like, I can make a change. Please acknowledge me. So it takes a lot of self-awareness, guys, to understand like what we want and what we need. We got to figure out what level of acknowledgement we want in the first place.
Yeah, because I would like to think most people want that silent acknowledgement. Like
some of them,
you know what I mean? Like you ain't had to ask for the big piece of chicken, but when you got home, that's what was waiting for you untouched or something like that. It's a solid acknowledgement of what you're doing, how you're providing for that home,
right,
or whatever. I mean, a man's job, as they say, is to protect and provide. Indeed. Whenever a man don't feel like or made to feel like that he's not providing like that, or you don't meet certain standards that certain females may say, hey, if I don't have this, blah blah blah, they're gonna make you feel like
less than
you're not providing because her friends, she has a car, he has a car, and both of them cost about X amount of dollars. Right. So if you're anything below that, you're less than. Yeah. So and that's that byproduct. Yeah, I got to have these material things to show how much of a provider that I am, so that I can get that validation when I ride up in that certain type of car and people look. Women instinctively, they say women love power. All that stuff is code for a provider. Yeah. So if you got that power, you at a certain level. Yeah. And then, and like what you were speaking on earlier, that goes back into legacy, because when you want to be acknowledged by the world like that, things like that, you don't want to be seen like that in the eyes of in your home. You want other people to see it because you want your legacy to be passed down and other people to come to your children and say, oh, your father, he's a great man. It's
a level of acknowledgement right there.
You can say that, hey, I did my thing while I was here. That people's memory of me still lives on in such a way, in such a positive way. When you made to feel like if I pass tomorrow, this is what people will say about me. There's a certain quiet confidence that comes with that. It's not so much verbally, oh, you're such a man, you done such a good job paying these bills, because that's what you're supposed to do. That's like a dad wanting a cookie because he took his kid to the park.
For being a dad.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So let's not get that part twisted. As much as people want to fight it, there's still roles. Yeah. And there's certain roles that wants to be met.
For sure.
There's women that has to play the man in the house, but when she's with that significant someone, she's looking for somebody that she can surrender to, that she can submit to. Yeah. So there's still those gender roles that's there on some level. If you want to be looked at as a provider, you got to fit those status quos so that you can meet that, and that comes with a certain level of pressure, anxiety, mental effects that can have negative effects on you, trying to hold up to that standard with everything that you have against you, especially as a male of color, with some of the objects that you have against you, when some of the hurdles that you have, when they don't get acknowledged, especially if I'm laying with someone night in and night out, and you seeing the work that I put in, but it doesn't get acknowledged. Why didn't you do this and that? You do realize I just worked 2 jobs. You do realize I worked 14 hours. Yeah. And then I had to come home and take care of what I had to take care of here. Yes. So the only thing I have time for is to go to sleep and go back to work. Right. Quietly, I feel like I shouldn't have to. I feel like I should be able to be quiet on that, because you should be able to identify and acknowledge that these things are happening. So the money's in the account, so you can handle whatever you need to handle.
Yeah, you're working hard.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm doing my job as a provider.
Man, and that's the thing. And a lot of men, they wrestle with that because they're not getting that type of acknowledgement. Now, let me be clear. When I say acknowledgement, we're not talking about attention seeking. Right. We're not talking about, I need a reward, I need this, being recognized for being there, for your presence, because there are a lot of men that are putting in hard work and they go unnoticed. I'm not saying that I'm trying to get all the praises. But we're talking about for a man to feel like he is leaving his mark on the world. Like his presence, he is contributing, he is leaving something behind that is meaningful, is that type of acknowledgement. Now, there's also negative acknowledgement. There's also people who do good things and get acknowledged, and people who do horrible things to get acknowledgement. That's why when you have a child who lashes out at things because they're not receiving the type of attention, you know what I'm saying? They're not receiving attention from a parent or stuff like that. And you can take that and you multiply that by 10, 15, 20 years and they become a man. They still have those same behaviors because they haven't been acknowledged properly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they've learned that it takes that kind of action to get the kind of reinforcement that they're looking for.
Right. They'll lash out to get that, acknowledgement.
Yeah, they learn from experience. I do this, and then I get the attention. But it comes with other problems. I'm with you.
A lot of other problems, man. A lot. That's why you have a lot of our urban culture. Our rappers get out there and they talk about the money and the car, all that stuff. They on the yachts and stuff. All that is saying, hey, look at me. Acknowledge me. You know, bling, bling. All that stuff. And what it comes down to for a man, a basic level in life, you know, I mean, the bare minimum. Bare minimum. And it's something you can't buy. You can earn it. You can lose it. People can give it to you. It's a commodity, a currency.
Yes.
You know? That acknowledgement level will have some people going to the ends of the earth for you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have a friend that's like, yo, I got you. That means that friend is looking for the acknowledgement to say you can rely on me. You know, I'm reliable. I got you. Acknowledgement. It just comes in different forms.
Now, and that brings up another subject since you brought in some of the culture. Let's also look at how culture-wise we've been trained to not give that quiet acknowledgement to a degree. And I'll use the prime example of, like, let's say something like Mother's Day. Okay. Because we've come accustomed as men on Father's Day, socks, whatever, cool, whatever, you know. Sure. But when it comes to mom, whatever, you know off the muscle, that's mom. We got to do this, we got to get the flowers, we got to do blah, 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 blah. That culture has been set. It's like, you know, we just do something for pop, whatever. But mom, hey, it's mom. We got to go all out. And it can cause a level of resentment in those kind of situations to some degree, some more than others, because of that work that gets put in. And you're taught a lot of times that, hey, do what you're supposed to do, blah, 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 go to work, come home, make sure the yard's straight, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and that's that. But that can create a level of resentment that's going to grow and fester into something else.
That's it.
And you thinking it's one problem, when in actuality, it all came back to, look, I'm busting my tail. Like yo, can you see this so we can try to do something else, or don't condemn me because I'm working so hard to provide, because I'm gonna be made to look a certain way if I don't provide. But now it's like, well, I'm not spending time. I'm not taking care of home because I'm not constantly colored up with you. But one of the things you got with me for is because I'm such a hard worker. I'm a go-getter.
Your business.
But now I'm being villainized because I'm still that go-getter, so I can make sure that you meet these societal standards that's being set.
Preach.
Again, with those cars and things like that. So you can feel validated that you got a certain type of man that's handling business, because you can say that with a certain level of pride. But when you come home, because you're not getting something else you desire, not acknowledging what that man had to been through that day. And I'm not saying all women are like that or anything, but that is a source of an issue that can fester in a man that can create another problem, where he would go out and cheat, where he would go out and find a liquor bottle to find a resolve that would maybe lead to nothing. But it all boils back to that, because he didn't get that kind of knowledge. He wasn't made to feel like he's that guy. And
he was contributing.
I've
been through that in a relationship. I was in a relationship one time where I was taking care of the kids. Man, I was cooking, I was cleaning, I was doing the laundry, and I was working, 12-hour shifts. You know what I'm saying? She would still hit me with that. I do everything. Where? You know what I'm saying? Like, where you do everything at? The thing is, that thing that came out of that was like, it does fester resentment. Because it's like, yo, you don't even see me at all. You don't even see what I'm doing here. Men are told, yo, just push forward. Keep going.
You the man.
Don't ask for nothing. It's known that, hey, I see what you did. Good job. Awesome. When you get that from your boss. Like, you did a good job at work and your boss is like, yo, Like what you did over there. Good job. Like that acknowledgement gives us that type of positive reinforcement emotionally that men need.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, men don't even talk about positive emotions in general. But as far as acknowledgement goes, what we're talking about here today, it is huge. It's huge for yourself. It's huge for your relationship. It's huge for you as a parent, as a husband, as a community figure, as a leader in general. Like we said earlier, it is not about attention seeking. It's not about that at all. It's just to let you know that, hey, what I'm doing is the right thing.
And it's a human need. It's not just a men thing. Women feel this as well. You know, but that just to help bridge that gap and see that there's a common ground that needs to be had. You know, and it don't have to be something every day. I mean, I know I love those acknowledgments when I have that hard day at work. And yeah, I know it don't happen every day.
For sure.
But, you know, I come home and then that lingerie is on.
Oh, man, beautiful.
I open up the door and the only thing I just see is that back.
Yeah.
In that back, you know what I mean? You know, I get a whole other burst of energy, but that's that acknowledgement. And I know I can't expect that kind of treatment every day because you got your own things you got to do, and those things will be reciprocated on those random days when you come home and got your favorite food. Mm-hmm. You know, I got your show on the DVR already.
That's the difference, man, between men and women. Because men don't need that acknowledgement every day.
Yeah.
Just, it's a reinforcement, positive emotional reinforcement. It's not a requirement, a daily requirement. It's not. Because we don't feed off it like that. You know, we don't process it like that. Because most of the time, we don't even know we're getting. Yeah. It don't even exist to us. But when somebody gives it to us,
conditioned,
when somebody gives it to us, we're like, oh, that's what that feels like. Oh, that's what I needed. And I didn't know I needed it. You know what I'm saying? So it's huge, man. It's just definitely give yourself, think about yourself. Like what type of level of acknowledgement do you require in your relationships? Just for yourself, to be honest. Like, do you acknowledge yourself?
Yes.
Because that's where it starts. Because if you don't acknowledge yourself, how can you expect anybody else to acknowledge you?
That's right.
It's not going to work. Yeah. If you don't take yourself seriously, nobody else is going to take you seriously.
And if you're not giving the kind of acknowledgement that you would prefer to have, you know, how can you expect for that to be reciprocated from someone? You got to be the change you want to see, even in your own household. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and then it just spreads abroad from there. Definitely. You know, if that's something you see is lacking, you make sure that you express that yourself. Hopefully it'll be contagious enough to spread through the home with the missus or vice versa.
Right, you know? Right. That's deep. And it's dope because you have to learn how to express your needs, your wants. Right. So it's all new to guys, man. I get it. It's new to me too. Learning how to express what I want, what my needs are, and learning that it's valid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That it's valid. And so somebody else can give you what you need and what you want. Because that's what makes sense. You know, people stop jumping in relationships thinking that they automatically know how it works. But you can't use what you use in your last relationship.
Man, God.
And apply that to you can't copy and
I hear
paste.
that so much, bro.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
So it's just for guys figuring out what type of acknowledgement do you require. Now, you got any takeaways for that, bro?
Man, that's about it, bro.
Hey, so we were telling you, if you stuck around to the end of the show, we had a bonus topic for you.
Yeah.
So, of course, if we're talking about what men need, now you know we got to talk about what do women need. What do women need? So don't beat us up too bad because we don't have a female in the studio to help us talk about that. But we're talking about what women need from the modified gentleman standpoint. Now, me personally, I think that what women need is to know that they are enough. Women need to know, or they want to know, that they are enough. That they are enough for themselves, they are enough for their kids, they are enough for their spouse, they're enough for their jobs, they're enough for their family, they're enough for their moms bugging them to get married. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Women want to know that what they're doing is legit, that what they're doing is enough to validate their presence. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
To validate their own contribution. Now, it's not the same as far as men wanting acknowledgement and women wanting to know that they're enough. It's not the same. Two different things. They may be similar, but it's not the same because a woman can calculate how much she's enough, and it'll bug her. It'll give her anxiety. She'll stay awake at night, all night, wondering, am I enough? Because she's trying to compute it. She's trying to calculate how much of enough is she.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As far as a man, we just want to know that what we're giving is being received. What we're giving of ourselves is being received. But what a woman wants to know is how much of herself is she giving? Is that enough? And so there's a huge difference between what women want and what men want. And what They want to know throughout their entire kid's life that what I did for you was enough for you to be who you are. Was what you needed to be who you are today. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different level, a whole different mindset when it comes to thinking about, okay, what I'm giving out there, is that enough to work? Like, especially in relationships. When it comes to women in relationships, they want to know that what they giving their partner is enough, so that partner don't run off. You know what I'm saying? So that partner don't go out there and cheat.
Yo, a lot of ladies have to wear so many hats.
Yes.
To try to reach their version of the female standard that has to be met.
Yes.
And you know that saying, you know, like ladies dress up not for the guys but for other women. So you know, they got to keep up with a lot of those standards between the women. Then they got to try to keep up with a standard that men are looking for, so that they can be desired and looked at a certain kind of way. Because you can be looked at as less of a woman because you're not looked at in the eyes of men a certain type of way. And then women will belittle you because of it.
Bruh. And then they're getting pulled from both directions. Every angle that they get pulled from, they're still going to ask, is this enough?
Yeah.
Is it not enough? You know? Is it right? So what they feel deep down inside, they want to know, hey, what I am giving of myself to whatever aspect, you know, whatever it be family or it be kids or it be a job. They want to know the amount of enough. And I mean, only the level of woman will be able to answer that. You know,
right.
Because it's going to be that level, only that woman will know of herself.
Right.
You know, it's just like a man. His level of acknowledgement depends on that man. And for a woman, her level of being enough depends on where she's at mentally and where her perception of what she feels like enough is. And some women feel like they're never enough.
Right. I mean, just think about it, bro. Like, you know, you have that woman, you know, she's part of the workforce, so she's working. She don't work a full day, but now she got to go to the salon and pay this crazy amount of money to get this hair done to meet this fashion standard kind of thing. So you can feel complete as a guy and things like that. That you know that keeping things on that same level.
Yes.
So like she had to stay there all day, drop a bunch of money on that, making sure that that's okay, and then come home. She might even try to come home and cook, because again, that's another standard that has to, you know, a lot of them want to keep, because they can take pride in saying, yo, this is how I take care of my home and I take care of work. But then when you go through all of that and the man come home, he don't even notice like the hairs. You know what I mean? Like she's doing all of these things so that, you know, she can get that level of acknowledgement that she's keeping up with all these things. She's trying to balance all those type of things in her world. And she's just asking that you see that I'm looking good for you and for us, because I'm representing our household in this kind of way.
Right. And that's exactly how it plays into being similar to men wanting acknowledgement, as far as women, you know, wanting to know that they are enough in those different aspects of their own lives, man. Because it's devastating to them if they feel like they're not enough. And it's going to be hard to kind of say this part because it plays in between women. But women judge each other harshly by their level of contribution, of being enough. You know? And it's just crazy. Like, and even just in relationships, women, ultimately, they want to know that they are enough to keep that relationship going. They are enough to keep that man in the house. They are enough, you know, to stay in love, to make that marriage work, because to
women, make that man better.
Women will blame themselves for that all the time, and that's the adverse effect of them putting a burden on themselves, putting that weight of trying to be enough.
It's a social burden.
There you go.
I mean, you know, man, just imagine, man. She messed around and she has to bring that coworker from work by the house for whatever reason, by surprise. But now she don't want her to come in past the living room because she ain't had a chance to clean up things the way she would want it to.
There you go.
Because she know, whether directly or indirectly, this woman's gonna judge her. Yeah, she's like, well, just stay here, blah 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 blah, or you know, or I'll be back. But, you know, I mean, they have a lot of standards that they have to keep up with as the woman, even though times have changed and their list has grown.
And it's so weird, man. Like, I've spoken to many women before that'll jump on, say, a video chat or something. What do you think the first thing they say when they jump on a video chat? Oh, please excuse the mess. You know what I'm saying? I ain't cleaned up nothing. Or it's like, you know, Or if they ain't got no makeup or nothing, they tell you,
Yeah.
oh, no, I don't have any makeup. I'm looking rough today. You know what I'm saying? But it's like they want to know. They're priming you.
Right.
Prepping
Yeah,
you.
they fishing.
Yeah.
They want to hear that. Oh, man,
you.
it looks good in there. What you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, no, this is not my standard. Now, this is not me. You know, this is a light day. I still got work to do, but
when we tell them, oh, it's fine, that's us telling them that they're enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's us telling them that it's okay. And because they'll put that burden on them, like, oh, snap, you know, I ain't cleaned up nothing. You know, I didn't do anything. Like,
yeah. I mean, just as a man, subconsciously, you know, if I walk into a chick house and it's messy, I mean, it's not intentional.
I might judge a little bit.
You know, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like you ain't trying to be that dude, but
Right,
I mean, society has taught me that, you know, a woman, you know, she's gonna do this, she'll have this. And,
Yeah, man.
you know what I mean? And it's not fair. And I'm not sitting here saying that that's right or anything like that. Right. But you know, that's what's going on. There's some people that's not forward thinking enough to give you that consideration.
Dope.
Because some guys will be like, oh, she's trash, or what, you know, or some mess like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And but if the situation was reversed, you know, it's like, hey, man, he's a guy. The house. I can't expect for him to have no house kept up, kind of thing. And then there's some women who the fixer uppers, where you know they take pride in saying, I was so much of a woman, I got this guy on point.
Ooh.
Look what I done for my household.
Yeah.
I did this, I did that. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Or when you ask a man, they want a chick that will hold them down. I mean, as dude, I know I'm always like, you know, one of the main things I ask for, you know, I want that ride or die.
That's dope.
So
that's what we're talking about today on this episode. You know, we try to sum it up to you and keep it simple. Men want a level of acknowledgement for themselves. Women want to know that they are enough for themselves. Got any more takeaways with that?
No, man.
Hey,
tapped out.
We're going to go ahead and call it on this one. All right, guys. Y'all take it easy out there.
Be good.
And we will catch y'all on the next episode. All right?
Later.
Peace.
You're listening to the Modified Gentleman.